Working around powered mobile equipment is a common reality in the construction industry. Often, this is completed without issue. However, when standard industry safe work practices are bypassed, or complacency amongst workers and/or operators sets in, there is one certainty. When equipment and workers contact one another, equipment always wins. Upon arriving to the job site, you will be required to attend a site-specific orientation, which will provide you the knowledge of emergency response procedures, hazards present on the site, including working around mobile equipment, and layout standards regarding site-specific PPE. The minimum standard when working around powered mobile equipment should be CSA-approved hard-toe safety boots, cotton or fire-resistant pants, and a cotton long-sleeved shirt, CSA-approved hard hat, CSA-approved safety glasses and hearing protection, and Class II high-visibility vests. It is important to ensure that PPE is appropriate for your working conditions. Avoid dark-tinted glasses in low light hours or overcast days. Clear vision is key to successfully working around heavy equipment. Restrict the use of any kind of clothing that could impair your vision, such as hoodies, as they limit your peripheral vision. All equipment has different blind spots, and it's critical that workers stay clear of these areas in all situations. Some common pieces of equipment have their blind spots illustrated here. These blind spots are considered the danger zone and must be kept clear of personnel at all times. It's important to realize that danger zones will move and change with the equipment's operation and direction of travel. With pivoting equipment such as excavators, you must also consider swing zones of the counterbalances and booms. An operator is at an extreme disadvantage when it comes to blind spots, and workers must always approach as if the operator cannot see them. Clear communication is a key element when it comes to working around mobile equipment. Never assume the operator can see you or knows what you are about to do. Regardless of what role you have in the operations on a construction site, it's essential to be able to communicate with equipment operators. Essential communication begins with understanding the safe methods of approaching equipment. Prior to approaching any operating equipment, you must establish contact with the operator to inform them you are approaching. Communication is established through visual contact with the operator and signaling your intent to approach the equipment. The operator must give approval, stop movement, put the machine in a safe mode, and give the hands-off control signal. In some situations, you may have two-way radio communication with the operator. However, visual confirmation and safe operation of the equipment must still occur. Whenever in the work zone of powered mobile equipment, the following basic practices will help reduce the risk of injury to workers on the ground. Always yield to equipment. The operator's ability to stop immediately is subject to their speed of travel, their weight and load, and the operator's personal reaction time. After establishing communication, always pass in front of the equipment, maintaining visual contact. If you are required to pass behind equipment, always maintain a 10-meter safety zone. When working with an operator, never position yourself directly in front of or behind the equipment. In the event of operator error or mechanical failure, by positioning yourself out of these direct lines of travel, you're providing yourself a buffer zone and reducing your risk of being struck by the equipment. Be aware of possible falling debris or material from equipment when traveling or maneuvering. It is not uncommon for debris to fall from the buckets of excavating equipment or from the boxes of transport equipment. Additionally, never position yourself or walk below any suspended load, regardless of the situation. A simple error by the operator or mechanical failure can result in being crushed by the equipment or buried by material. Equipment operators have a tremendous responsibility in ensuring the safety of those around them. To best execute work safely, it's essential to put yourself in the operator's seat to understand their perspective. The operator has to monitor their blind spots to ensure that no one enters these danger zones. They must always exhibit proactive communication with those around them to ensure they can operate their equipment safely. The use of a spotter is an excellent method to assist an operator to monitor and guide the equipment around its blind spots. The spotter must always stay clear of the danger zones and be aware of other personnel, equipment, or stationary objects in the area. Spotter signals should be discussed and reviewed during your tailgate meeting. It is extremely important that the operator and spotter must be clear on the signals to be used. A misunderstanding of or improper signaling can be disastrous for all those involved. Under all circumstances, if the equipment operator loses sight of the spotter, the operator must immediately stop operations and re-establish communication. Effective communication between the spotter and the operator is essential to maintaining safe operations on the job site. Safe operations when working around powered mobile equipment can be greatly increased by managing and limiting the interaction between workers and mobile equipment. Using barricades to restrict workers' access to areas where heavy equipment is working plays a significant role by ensuring non-essential personnel are removed from the equipment's area. As a worker, know where these restricted areas are, abide by them, and intervene if other personnel violate them. Never cross a barricade without approval from the operator to enter their work area. Despite all best efforts to keep the work site safe, if an incident involving equipment occurs, all workers must be familiar with the emergency response procedures that have been developed for your particular job site. At minimum, these emergency response procedures will include what to do in the event of a utility line strike, contact with an energized source such as overhead power lines, entrapment of a worker by material, and contact of a worker by equipment. In order for the best possible outcome in an emergency situation, you must know these procedures ahead of time. Asking for direction during an emergency greatly reduces the likelihood of any positive outcome of enacting your site's ERP. Working around powered mobile equipment is a common and essential process in the construction industry. While the hazards are an ever-present reality when working around this equipment, the risks can be controlled and often eliminated, making this element of construction safe and productive.